All right, welcome back. Let's get right into week 29 of pregnancy. This is such a cool moment because it's truly a tale of two bodies. What's happening with the baby is directly impacting what's happening with you. So let's break down this incredible connection. Okay, first things first, let's get a picture in our heads. At 29 weeks, your baby is about the size of a butternut squash. I know, right? It's kind of the perfect way to visualize just how big they're getting in there. And for all of you who love the exact numbers, that butternut squash weighs in at about 2.5 pounds or 1.15 kilograms, and they're stretching out to about 15.2 inches long. Yeah, they are definitely starting to get cozy in their current home. So, what does all that extra size and weight actually mean? Well, for starters, it means stronger kicks. And those stronger kicks are happening because of, you guessed it, stronger bones. Let's dive into how their little skeleton is coming along. You know those sweet, gentle little flutters you might have gotten used to. Well, get ready for a bit of an upgrade. As things get a little more crowded, those movements are becoming way more specific. We're talking less like butterfly wings and a lot more like real, distinct jabs and elbow pokes. It's your first sign that they are building some serious muscle. And the engine behind all that newfound strength? It's the number one priority on their developmental to-do list right now, building strong bones. Their entire skeleton is hardening up, and the process is totally in overdrive this week. But here's where it gets really, really cool. It's not just their bones are hardening, it's how nature is pulling it off. This whole process is just genius. Okay, check this out. While pretty much their entire skeleton is getting stronger and harder, the bones in their skull are doing the opposite. They're staying soft and separated. Why would that be? Well, it's this incredibly clever design that allows their head to slightly change shape to make the journey through the birth canal, well, a whole lot easier. It's just amazing, isn't it? So that's the amazing stuff happening with the baby. But like we said, this is a story about two bodies. So let's flip the script and talk about you for a minute. Because you're probably starting to feel some new things too. Let me ask you this. Have you started feeling any new kind of sharp shooting pains, maybe down your back or legs? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not the only one. It's super common right about now. And there's a very specific reason for it. Remember our little 2.5 pound butternut squash? Well, they're now big enough and positioned in just the right way to put some pressure on your sciatic nerve. And that pressure is exactly what's sending those little zinging pains down your back and legs. So, on one hand, the baby is busy building bones. On the other, you might be dealing with some brand new aches and pains. You might think these are totally separate stories. But what if I told you they're completely connected? And the fix is actually one tip that helps you both. And here it is, the big connection. To build that super strong skeleton, your baby is pulling a huge amount of calcium straight from your body. We're talking like a little calcium magnet, soaking up everything it can get. They're literally building themselves from your resources, which is incredible. But it also means you've got to make sure there's enough to go around. Which brings us to your mission this week. You got to restock the calcium supply. Think of things like milk, yogurt, or even fortified almond milk if you're dairy-free. These are all fantastic ways to boost your intake. And remember, you're not just doing it for them, you're doing it to keep your own body strong and supported too. And really, that's the whole story of week 29 in a nutshell. It's this perfect, beautiful cycle. You give them what they need for strong bones, and in doing so, you give yourself the strong support you need. A real win-win. So, the skeleton is getting a major upgrade, but believe me, it is not the only system that's developing. Next week, we're going to talk about their senses. Specifically, their vision is getting a huge boost. So the big question is, what can they actually see in there? We'll get into all of it in our next explainer. See you then!